Alright, so this is the CyberCrash. It's C3's budget monumental yo-yo other than the I'm just gonna call it Leviathan. So the CyberCrash was also the monumental yo-yo in the Crash series. The Crash series was made by C3YoyoDesign, a yo-yo company based in Hong Kong, and they started off by making a shape and ended up making the Alpha Crash, a really old yo-yo in 2012. Then came the Gamma Crash, and from that shape came other yo-yos from this line. Namely the Mega Crash, the larger version of the Gamma Crash, the Atomic Crash, the bimetal version, the Pori Crash, the 5A hybrid version, the Trion Crash, the newest addition to the Crash family being a trimetal, and the CyberCrash, the budget monumental out of the whole series. All of which have one similarity, the shape. Moving on to the design of the yo-yo, it has a simple yet pleasant design. Right after the response pads, the walls are a bit rounded out, and right after that, it has a standard V shape, with two subtle steps going to the rim, and the rim itself is pointed outward but not too sharp. Now onto the cup. We have a slightly thick rim which leads down into the cup, with several cuts leading down to the center. The center part is a bit popped out, and the majority of the profile of the cup has engravings saying CyberCrash and C3YoyoDesign. Now for the specs. So we're going to be comparing this throw to the unparalleled elevation and the offset outlier 2.0. The similarities between these two are the cuts. On the shape of the yo-yo, they both have these two cuts, and that's it. The rims of the CyberCrash are a bit sharp compared to the elevation, and when it comes to the outlier, it just reminds me of the design but sharper. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so I've had this yo-yo for about a year now, and what do I think so far? At first I thought this thing was straight up amazing. It was just screaming quality and performance, although after like a few days, it got pretty boring for some reason. After like a few weeks had passed, it kinda just became another monumental. After like a few weeks had passed, it kinda just became another budget monumental that you'd see in the market every now and then. I've tried different types of string on this, and usually thinner strings worked a bit better, and one crucial thing I noticed about this was the walls. It's such a large hindrance whenever I play with it. This yo-yo died out on me because of those walls more times than I did with any other monumental yo-yo. It was quite fun at first, but it just became so bland after a short while, and it felt like the yo-yo had no personality behind it. Yeah, the quality was good, but how it plays kinda shows that it is a $30 yo-yo. Most yo-yos that are more expensive usually play like their price, and this definitely fits its performance to its price. But moving on from all that, what about its characteristics? Binds are okay, a 6 out of 10 for me. I don't exactly have good or bad thoughts about how this thing binds. It has a nice sound when you execute a bind, but when playing with this, it kinda snags a lot. And so I tried to use thinner string, and that kinda helped with the binds. They just feel a little bit weird sometimes because of the gap of the yo-yo. Regens are okay. The yo-yo has a fairly narrow profile, and the walls are quite rounded, so regens on this aren't that bad. An 8 out of 10 for me. The comfort of this yo-yo is alright, but the rims are a bit pointed out, so it feels a bit sharp when landing on your hand, so 7 seems like a good rating for this. Build quality ain't so bad on this. The polished finish actually makes this yo-yo feel more expensive than it really is. And since the whole yo-yo came dead smooth when it first arrived, a solid 8 out of 10 for this, so it's pretty good. Given that this yo-yo has a polished finish, it isn't that good at grinds, although it does have a lot of colorways and different finishes, so I'd say for this design specifically, it ain't too bad. A 7 out of 10 for me. Like I said in the build quality aspect, the finish is actually pretty good in contrast to its performance. The polished finish isn't too good at grinds, but since it's polished, the string glides so smoothly. So for this design, definitely a 10 out of 10 for me. Catchability is alright. It is a bit narrower than most other competition throws nowadays, but I'd say it ain't too bad. It's still a flared out shape, so a 7 seems good for rating the catchability on this. In terms of power, this thing is average. Honestly, for the majority of how this thing plays, it's just average. Nothing strikes out as unique about this thing that much, so with all that being said, for the power, it just gets a 7 out of 10. Not that bad, but not the best either. For momentum, it's also just average. No problem moving this thing, and no problem getting it to stop either. 7 out of 10, that's it. Speed is good though. Since the momentum has no problem getting this thing to move, and since the yo-yo has a narrower aerodynamic shape, the yo-yo actually is pretty good at speed while maintaining its power. So not bad, not bad. A solid 8 out of 10 for speed. Stability is... I'm not a big fan of this thing's stability. A 6 out of 10 for me. It just tilts and dies out on me a lot because the yo-yo is always hitting the string because of the walls. For horizontal, it's alright. The stability factor also contributes to this, so it isn't that great, but it isn't too bad. So yeah, just a 7 out of 10 from me. So in conclusion, what do I think about this throw? I'd say it's just fine. If you're looking for a decent yo-yo to upgrade that plastic throw you're using, the CyberCrash is a decent option. And despite its performance, for 30 bucks it's pretty good for the price. If you're looking for a budget yo-yo you want to give as a gift to someone, the CyberCrash is also a decent option. Is it worth the price? Yeah, it's alright. Going to the tier list, this throw goes to the C tier. Alright enough and gets the job done. You could definitely compete with this, but like I said, not the best in terms of performance. Would I recommend this yo-yo? There are a few better options out there, but for the price of 30 bucks, there are only a few out there that are at the very least stand up to its price, and the CyberCrash is one of them. So yeah, if you're just starting out and looking for a decent yo-yo to upgrade to, the CyberCrash is a good option. So yeah, that wraps up today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to hit that like button and share this video to other people you might think are interested in getting one of these. If you want to see more content like this in the future, let me know by clicking that subscribe button, and maybe even check out my Instagram for future uploads, if you want to contact me or if you have any ideas for future videos. For this video, I thought I'd try making these reviews a bit shorter and more concise than my previous reviews, mainly to dial back on a few unnecessary things and just letting you know everything you need. So what do you guys think? Anyway, thank you guys for watching and see you guys on the next one.